I feel like Shane should turn on his sound while he's playing guitar. Give us all some musical entertainment while we get set up.
Hear my Metallica on acoustic?
Sure, why not?
Say your prayers, little one. Don't forget my son to include everyone.
Open this.
Yeah.
That right there is a regular occurrence at a Metallica concert.
What?
They're right into the song, and then someone walks out and just like hands.
Could you open my fingernail polish for me?
Can you open this for me? Oh yeah, sure. Hold on, everyone. Yeah. All right.
Stand still, no one leaves you, no one will. That's all I know that one.
Hey, Shane.
Yeah.
Hey, did you get your up dog?
What up, dog?
Oh, not much. What's up with you?
Good times.
D-Wass has branched out into dog jokes. Now we're really in trouble.
Ooh. I mean, you had me at dogs. Hopefully my two stay quiet. One's passed out in the beanbag chair. All right, cool. Well, we have, what, about 18 or so people on right now? So time to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. It's good to see you all again. It's been a busy few weeks. We've had some changes on release timelines and stuff. We'll get to that here in a few seconds. Spending a lot of time working on the PR Jam, so we'll talk a little bit more about that too later in the day. First to start, as always, with our wonderful administrative stuff. So meetup-wise, we had a meetup yesterday. Kristen McHugh spoke on integrating Zabbix with SALT. I thought that was really a timely meetup topic to have because I've seen several conversations among Slack and the formulas work group and in Develop where people have been talking about Zabbix and how it works. So if you missed that meetup video will be up on YouTube. And Christian said that he would be posting those slides. We are repeating the Zabbix and SALT integration meetup talk on August 5th. That's 2 Wednesdays from now. At 8:00 a.m. Mountain Time. That is a time change. We moved that earlier so that it would happen during the daytime for our European friends and during the workday for our US friends as well. So if you want to come to the meetup, let me know. That's posted on Community Salt Stack. One thing we're going to start doing in a few weeks is there's a lot of questions and confusion around how triage works. So starting on August 4th, we're going to start doing a triage Twitch stream on Tuesdays for an hour in the morning. So I'll be updating the community events calendar and Twitch calendar with that information, and then whoever's on triage can talk about this. And then YouTube videos are the last thing. So all of the videos from any and all work groups and open hours up until this week are posted now live on YouTube. Those videos are edited. The open hour notes are up to date, minus about the second half of last week's open hour. I'll be finishing those today and tomorrow. but if people, and then the meetup videos are not posted yet on YouTube, but they will be posted. We'll be just creating a meetups playlist and put a summary of what the talk's about. So those things will be accessible for everybody as well. If you ever need a recording of a video before I get it posted on YouTube, posting them is still very much a manual process. I have to download the videos, upload them to YouTube, edit them, wait for YouTube to process. So it's a manual process. And so if you ever need videos prior to me getting them on YouTube, let me know. I can send you the unedited video. What that means is you're probably subjected to 10 minutes of either silence or people bantering about Mac versus Windows or who knows what. So, but if you need a video sooner than it's published, I'm happy to help you with that. Does anybody else have any housekeeping items to add? Okay, in that case, I'm going to hand it over to Sage to talk about the release timeline and updates.
Hello. So we encountered some issues with the current point release and are working on those. So we will continue to work towards that, and then we are going to push out the date to August 6th for that release, for the point release. However, we will be lifting code freeze on Monday, July 27th. So that will lift that code freeze so that we can start working on magnesium items for the following release, but we will be pushing that out. That is due to some issues internally, as well as timing issues, sort of soft things, not code issues. And I think that's my only update. Daniel, do you have more?
I don't believe I do.
Yes, sad noises for us as well. Sad to be announcing that, but that is the best option going forward. We actually had quite a few discussions about this, some heated, some emotional even, and we decided on this going forward and hope to mitigate these risks in the future. And I think that that will happen. Making a few changes to make sure that our processes are being handled as such that things aren't getting lost. So trying to put some automation in place too, even for process, and looking to make that better. Of course, if the community is interested in helping us with that or getting involved in that, I'd love to hear about that. We do have a test and release working group that's a little bit stagnant right now, and thinking that we may combine that with some of the test clinics that Wayne's been doing, because we've had some really good success there. And of course, would love the community to get more involved and see if we could work on that to make that smoother and more transparent, more automated. I'm not exactly sure when that group meets. It is the second week of the month, and I believe it's on Thursday, or maybe it's Wednesday. I'd have to look. It is on the calendar. Right now, that's something to look forward to, and would love community involvement and suggestions. But if nothing else, back to you, Cassandra.
All right. Okay. I was making some updates. So next on the agenda, we have the PR Merge Jam and kind of some more details about it, as well as some of the prep work and what to expect during the event. We have it pretty much organized and ready to go now. I'm going to send a link to both chats so that you can see the details of this event. It's really helpful if you RSVP, just so we know how many swag items to order and get sent out to people who participate. So definitely sign up, but if you miss the sign up, no big deal. Anybody's welcome to join us at any time. So want to back up a little bit. So PR Merge Jam, basically what's going to happen is it's going to run like a code jam or hackathon. We had at one point 1,000 items in the PR backlog. We got that burned down to about 250 as part of the last release. We'd like to finish burning down, analyzing the PRs, and merging them. And so we've called on the community to help out with that. So basically what will happen is this will be a 3-day event. We'll kick off Tuesday morning with a few opening remarks, as well as kind of walking through any environment setup you might need. And then from there, it's just going to run kind of like some of the test clinics or the testing clinic that we did here on Zoom, in that different core team members will be assigned to different time slots, and we'll be publishing that schedule. And so you'll be welcome to pop onto the Zoom and meet with those team members if you have questions about your PRs, if you need help with your tests, if you want to analyze how something might need changed, removed, added in. That's a good time to do that. So it's a good time for your high priority stuff to get addressed and to get that one-on-one help. We will be streaming that on Zoom for 8 hours a day from 8 a.m. Mountain to 4 p.m. Mountain. So that's 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. UTC. And we've also created a PR Merge Jam channel in Slack. And I believe that Imran set up one on IRC as well. So those are other outlets where you can be communicating about all of this. And then at the end of the event, at the end of 3 days, we'll want to talk about what all we did, what we accomplished, how many things we got merged in, some takeaways about how we can change and grow this event the next time. And then there'll be a handful of lightning talks about SALT-related topics or maybe just fun tech-related topics. So does anybody need more, or what clarification or questions does anybody have about this Merge Jam? You don't have to be there for the full 8 hours every day. If you can only pop in for 2 hours to get your PRs looked at and ask questions about them, that's great. This isn't an all-day commitment for anybody except me. So you're welcome to pop in and out at leisure and join, have your team members come, and definitely share this out among others in the community who may not be in this event. I'd like to see, I aim to have about 20 to 30 people signed up for this. Right now we have about 10. So it'd be good to have 20 to 30 more people. Does anybody have an estimate on, like, if 20 people work on merging, how many PRs we could complete in that time?
It depends, because it depends on each PR. Some of them are more complicated. We are getting into the PRs that will also not have tests associated with them inherently, because they are, we focused on those that did have tests previously. So those will take a little bit more time. And then depending on what they are, how much work they need. So it's kind of hard to say. When we did one before, I don't think that it's comparing apples to oranges because of some of the differences. It was a smaller group and we still got quite a few done, but I just don't know that that's a direct, that we can say that it would be the same, because it's a different set of PRs. It's just totally different. So, but I think we burned through about 400. So just to give an idea.
Awesome. Yeah. Standard. I saw somebody in the comments said from 0 to int. I'm like,
Yeah.
Standard kind of. It depends. I worked in consulting long enough to know that's a good answer.
Yeah, totally. But if we could even if we could even burn through those 250 that we have in the backlog with this, awesome. If we even did half that, great. I think that anything that we get done is a major win.
Yes. And I foresee this being a thing that we do maybe a couple times a year. I'm not quite sure what the cadence looks like, but if this works well, I can see us doing it again. And we are also going to be hosting a documentation jam in early September as well, because the docs team and the docs work group has a whole bunch of stuff that they want to be working on. So we'll be doing a similar event in September. We are actually meeting to plan that today at 12 p.m. Mountain during the documentation working group.
Yeah, and I think their initial idea was to take modules and the modules that are well supported to get some really good examples in the documentation for those, especially where we're missing some. So just to give an idea of what that, not just documentation, but kind of a really specific portion of it, which is great. I think that's a great way to go. As we look towards doing more code jams, those will all have a theme, since eventually we'll have all the PRs ported to master. Yay. We'll pick another theme of what that'll be and open to suggestions.
Yep, and I think over time we'll probably have community members as well help with some of the support of this. I think that could be
Absolutely.
And maybe the Docs Jam is a place to start that, because we want ultimately to empower people.
Yeah.
And help y'all be more effective contributors. Other thing on the PR Jam, we're working on the final kind of preparation document. So I'm going to get with Wayne, look that over, and then we'll publish that out tomorrow, and I'll share it so that you can know. It's best if you set up your machine ahead of time before you attend the Merge Jam. We'll send out a document to do that, but you'll also have time during the Merge Jam to do it. And I am still looking for people to do, if anybody wants to do a talk. Maybe I already said that, but that's it. And that was actually it for the agenda today. We didn't have really a whole lot of topic suggestions come in from the community. We didn't have a lot of kind of frequently asked questions or themes the coming week. This past week, things have been pretty quiet. So what else does everybody have on their minds? Time to speak up.
Yeah, we've had in the past a visual for the release process, and I'm currently working on that. Cassandra, I may even ask you to help me with that one, and put that timeline up that we've had in a PDF document that shows that visual so that we can make that more exposed. We've had that in the community, it's saltstack/community/wiki, and we'll put it there as well, and then distribute that as much as we can. Just have a lot of things on my list to do, and I'm a little behind on that. I have a draft, but I haven't finished it just yet. So hope to get that out this week. I think that that's been a good tool to use for when we're looking at the dates that will come for code freeze and cooling and the RC and how long that's going to be. And just want to continue that. I hope that that's been helpful to people. And so we're going to just move forward with that this week. The magnesium release themes still include a lot of process change and looking to get, we're definitely looking to get some automation in place that looks like pipelines and testing, and as well as looking towards a greeting bot and doing some other things there that we're really excited about. And then of course, knocking down all the things that are in their backlog and labeled as magnesium as such.
Yeah, thank you for that. And yeah, we'll also, when we have that release timeline, I think I put the last one as a pinned post in Slack, so we'll have that there as well, so people can refer to it pretty easily.
Great idea.
Is anybody who's in this group, did any of you attend the meetup yesterday? All right, I'll take that as an I don't recognize any of the names, but I was curious. I know we had several people, and we have another meetup next week that will have, it looks like a different group of people. So just wondering if there are things you might want to see on the meetup next week or 2 weeks from now.
Does it have a topic?
Yeah, it's the Zabbix and Salt integration meetup.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, Christian's talk again.
Will be the Zabbix again?
Yeah, it'll be Zabbix again. So what we're doing is, because I'm basically working with time zones and a contributor base that goes from California to Russia. And so we are, with all of the meetup talks, we're doing them repeats. So we're doing them once in a time that falls in like late afternoon to early evening hours in the US, and once that falls in afternoon hours for Europe, which is morning hours for the US. And that way people don't have to be on meetups at like 11 p.m. their local time.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah, so just, and I'm starting to see more and more, activity from our European contributor base. Actually, I just got an email a couple days ago from the organizers of the France SaltStack meetup. They want to start getting that back up and running. I mean, it'll be virtual for now, I would imagine, but starting to see some more people getting active, which is great. And I'm glad to help if anybody wants to get meetups started in their areas or get started as a speaker. I'm glad to help with that stuff.
Oh, nice.
And all the meetups and things are available on, the meetups and open hours are on community.saltstack.com. And then on the Monday, what's happening this week posts that I put on Slack, IRC, and Google, Salt Announce, all that stuff is on there as well. So you can find out what's happening. And then starting this month, I'll be doing end of month recap blog posts as well about what all we as a community accomplished. So we can kind of look back on what we've done and accomplished throughout the month and have some numbers and track to see where maybe what some recurring themes or some major achievements were.
That look great. Great.
All right, cool. Okay, if nobody has anything else, this is going to be a very short open hour today. It's an open 20 minutes. But that's okay. I am excited for the Merge Jam next week. I'm hoping that.
I have a doubt. Sorry.
Oh, absolutely.
I read some PRs that are scheduled. Two of my PRs are still in review required, and one of them is just passed all tests, and the other one was stalled in test from yesterday. Both reviews are with Daniel Wozniak. There is a reason for not being reviewed. I'm sorry about my broken English.
No, that's okay. I think that the ones that you're referring to, they were both labeled for 3000.1, and then they moved to magnesium, and they also haven't been reviewed. Is that correct? Or are there some that you can link me to?
Yeah, if they haven't been reviewed by me, the main driver for that is we're not merging stuff at the moment because being in code freeze. And I'm more focused on the 3001.1 PRs at the moment. But as soon as we get out of code freeze, I will start looking at those.
Oh, okay, thanks. I thought there was something wrong in them. So wrong that don't get reviewed.
No.
Sorry about that. That's my fault. I should at least comment on them, saying I will look at them.
Yeah, and we're actually looking towards, it won't happen in this release cycle, but we're going to do some prep work, Cassandra and I, and maybe a few key team members here that we want to open it up so that we can have more reviewers and we can get more PRs reviewed by the community. We're not totally sure how that's going to happen just yet. There's some logistical things we need to fix. And so I don't think that it can happen anytime soon, but we definitely want to work towards that because we know that our community is amazing and smart and could help us review a lot of things that we can't get to as individuals. And so we want to open that up. And looking forward to that and hope that that will come sooner than we even think it will.
Yeah, I think that so from a community standpoint, the first deliverable is the Merge Jam, and then once the Merge Jam is over at the end of next week, then Sage and I can start working on some of these streamlined communications and helping y'all know the status of your PRs and what needs to happen a little bit quicker.
Okay, I'll be there.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, Wayne, any updates about the test clinics? I think those have been going really well. He might be busy. I know that we've had a lot more tests come in, and so I think that that's been a direct correlation of that, and I think it's been awesome to work together. So props.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to all who are volunteering their time, both on the core team as well as community, to take care of some of the tests and the PRs and things. I do like us finding ways to all work together more closely, and I think over time that's just going to grow our community and make our project better.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Are there other questions, comments, concerns, jokes? Do we have jokes?
We don't have jokes. We have puppies.
Puppies! I'll take it.
One's passed out. They're both passed out. One at my feet, one in the beanbag.
That's good because earlier they were up and around. So, you know, they got to pass out at some point, right?
Yeah. Well, I had the dogs running around and I had trees being cut down and like the electric companies trimming trees in my neighborhood. So
Of course, right?
well, it's like I'm inviting you all into my office to hang out and have an open hour, I guess.
That's right. We all feel welcome.
All right. Well, on that note, we will wrap this up and I will talk to you all later. And definitely, if you think of other questions or things you want to know about the Merge Jam or anything else, please reach out to me. I'm always happy to help you out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.